And once again, I want to say greetings to each and every one of you, Aquaba, and welcome. Welcome to another round of Tech and Future Talk here on LIV Radio, LIV TV, livinginblack.com. Thursdays, we get together and we look at what is happening in the world. We look at technology, economics, we look at future studies, all areas of what we expect to be happening in the world. Today's date is Thursday, the 26th of October, the 26th of September, I should say, the year 2024 in the Western calendar. This corresponds to the year 6264 in the Kemetic calendar, to which we've realigned our cultural clock. Welcome to the seventh millennium. You have found your family in a peaceful place here on LIV Radio, LIV TV, and livinginblack.com. Tech and Future Talk is what we do here on Thursdays. Whew. Let me tell you, I have had a very, very busy morning, doing a lot of research, detailed research about issues that I think you will find absolutely compelling, fascinating. I was there's a regular group, we'll say community, that I hang out with Wednesday evenings. Just a very progressive community, and we talk about serious issues. And yesterday we didn't have the meeting, but a number of us who just kind of habitually tuned in were in the conversation. And I was talking with one of my brothers, and we got started talking about many different affairs, but it got down to Africa. And he told me that he was preparing to relocate to the mother continent. And so I say, well, hey, I spent a lot of time researching, studying, publishing, writing about that. I asked him if he picked a country out, and he expressed a fondness for Ghana, but he had never visited Africa. And so we got to talking, and because I have had 9 trips to 9 African countries, 9 trips to Africa, a total of 9 countries during those trips, I was able to share some what I believe to be valuable insights. This is 9 countries I visited. Let me get this clear. I visited Egypt, Ghana, Togo, Benin, Kenya, Uganda, Ethiopia. So I think that's 7 countries I've visited. Yeah, just 7 countries, 9 trips. Because I've had 4 trips to Ghana, 2 trips to Kenya. That's right. 7 countries, 9 trips. And I have very solid plans. I'm building my network right now, mainly in the East African community, but it extends to Ghana, South Africa, Rwanda, and to some degree as well, Nigeria. So I am building up my network in order to move there. But we got started talking about it. And I laid some facts and figures, and I also developed a new mechanism. So let me go into the research that I put together today. I hope you will be impressed. Now, where are we at? I'm looking at, this is not the right file. There should be another one over here. Where did I put this research today? Here it is. Here it is. I was just looking at my text files, and I just was looking at the wrong tab. Today, the subject on Tech and Future Talk is moving your money from America to Africa. The high cost of living in America is the subject of today's Tech and Future Talk. Have you ever been told about the immense buying power of your dollars across Africa? Today on LIV Radio, we look at the rapidly escalating cost of housing, the low cost in Africa, purchasing power parity, and great returns on investment, ROI, in emerging markets. Let's take some home tours as well today. And that was the beautiful part about it. We were on Zoom, and there were a couple of other people in the background listening. They weren't really engaging, but we took some home tours in Kenya. And I'm going to share a few home tours in Kenya. I think I have Ethiopia pulled up, Ghana as well. And you may be very, very impressed with what your fixed income, we fixed the income at just $2,000 a month, 2,000 US dollars a month. What your fixed income of $2,000 a month could get you. Or if you're home buying, we really didn't deal with renting, but it's comparable. The home buying and the rental costs are relative to each other here. So let's go. So today's topics, we will talk about: one, the rapidly escalating cost of housing in America; two, the low cost of housing in Africa; three, we're going to be talking about gross domestic product, GDP, versus GDP PPP, which is purchasing power parity. That's a very compelling part of our dialogue today. We will be talking about high returns on investment, ROI, from emerging markets. And then we're going to show some spectacular views of affordable homes in African cities. I just want to give homage that I, to some great degree, stand upon the foundation of brilliant African minds, one of which is the Nigerian billionaire Tony Elumelu. He is the one who coined the term Africapitalism. And listening to a lecture he recently did, he emphasized 3 points that kind of undergird today's conversation, the foundation for today's conversation. Point number 1 from Tony Elumelu: transformative economic growth for Africa. Highest priority. Highest priority. Number 2, creating employment for African youth. And the third highest priority, equitable energy transition that is beneficial for Africa. So we're keeping that in mind. Today's conversation is not just about luxury living in Africa. And you're going to see some quite luxurious living in Africa today. It's not just about luxury living in Africa, but it is also about these 3 imperatives: transformative economic growth for the continent, creating employment for the young people, and creating this sustainable energy transition that benefits all of Africa. So first, let's go into this area of GDP, gross domestic product, versus GDP PPP. And when we talk about GDP PPP, it's not just that I earn $1, but what does the equivalent of that $1 buy in the United States? We're going to be focusing mainly on real estate today, but you could be focused on water. You buy a 12-ounce bottle of water in the United States, it might cost you $1. But if you buy that same 12-ounce bottle of water, and there's in liters, if you buy that same bottle of water in Ghana, Ethiopia, or Kenya, it's probably going to cost you 40 cents or so. That's your purchasing power parity. So let's go through some numbers, and I'm going to share a few desktops today. I'm going to add this one to the stage right now. This desktop I'm sharing is on the subject of purchasing power parity salary converter. Purchasing power parity salary converter. And let me just put this link up for those of you who wish to do this research. If you don't talk to me today, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time putting these links up. So you got to let me know when you're in the house. Okay? But I am going to put these on my Facebook page, which is a good reference point for me to continue to come back to. And this is a beautiful tool that I really just discovered. There are a few other tools I'm going to share while I'm at it. I'm going to share the currency converter. We're going to be using that quite a bit today, currency converter. And I'm going to be sharing a list of countries by gross domestic product. So it talks about relative to where in the world these countries stand relative to their purchasing power. And then I'll share a few more links here in a little bit. So let me put up these links here. Again, that was currency converter. And I put the links up on up on Rumble. I have a fairly good size audience up on Rumble right now. But you know something? You guys aren't talking to me. Not even saying hello, not even greeting each other. You know that's extremely rude, don't you? You know that is extremely rude. I'm from the baby boomer generation. I just had my 69th birthday. And from the generation I came from, there's no way I could imagine coming into a room full of like-minded people, curious people, and not even saying hello to the person who put the forum together. So you do your best. But in the meantime, we got some other work to do. So what we're doing right now, this one here just pushed up. We're going to go back to purchasing power parity salary converter. So mainly my personal focus is on Kenya. So I put in I'm converting from the United States to Kenya. I'm converting 2,000 US dollars, which is a reasonable and not so difficult to access monthly income, $2,000, because we're going to be weighing that against the cost of housing, etc. So I'm converting $2,000, convert the salary. I'm converting that to Kenya shillings and KES. And here's what it says. You require a salary of 83,840 Kenya shillings in Kenya to live a similar quality of life as you would live with a salary of $2,000 in the United States. Now, again, we're presuming this is about a monthly salary, 83,840 Kenya shillings. So I'm going to take that number here, and I'm going to go to my next window, and with my currency converter, I'm going to convert that Kenya currency to US dollars. Okay, so here at the currency converter, so we're going to go in. Let me just close this pop-up block. Please, computer, not today. I'm not in that good a mood. Okay, things are a little slow. I'm kind of overwhelming my computer a little bit today. It's not so bad. Here, let me just see if I can close a couple of the background windows and free up just a little bit more of my memory. So 2,000 US dollars converted to Kenya shillings converts to 257,942 Kenya shillings. Now, I can go back to my research notes and just show you now what this is. We're talking about GDP versus GDP PPP, converting income to a similar quality of life in Kenya. Here we go. $2,000 a month US translates to 83,000. And now this is in purchasing power parity. 83,840 Kenya shillings. Now, if we take our $2,000 and just convert it directly to Kenya shillings without the conversion fees, that translates to 257,917 Kenya shillings. So the quality of living for $2,000 is 83,840 Kenya shillings. But my $2,000 actually bought me 257,917 Kenya shillings. If we divide that 257,917 by 83,840, we get a ratio of 1 US dollar gets me $3.07 worth of quality living. 1 to 307. That's one of the most beneficial we can find. Taking our money from the U.S. If I took my $10 U.S. and went to Kenya, I would buy $30.70 worth of goods. So, let's do this again for Ghana. Now, I can actually take down this screen right now, and I'm going to show you the same thing. Well, I'm going to explain to you the same thing for Kenya. And then we're going to come back up. We're going to be showing some other things. So, from Kenya, the $1 buys $3.07 worth of goods and services. Ghana, doing the same equation. We start off with $2,000 US a month. Purchasing power parity is equivalent to 5,140 Ghana CD. That's the equivalency of living. But if I just currency convert my $2,000, it actually buys me 31,540 Ghana CDs. So we take that 31,540 that we have from our 2,000, and we're going to divide that by 5,140. That brings us a purchasing power parity of $1 to $2.57 Kenya shillings. Not bad at all. And no, Kenya shillings, that was Ghana CDs. Let me repeat. We've bought 31,540 CDs. That's a conversion rate of dollar to CD. The purchasing power parity of $1 is in Ghana now worth $2.57 worth of CD purchase goods. That's what I'm saying. Let's go further to Cote d'Ivoire. And I should have put Uganda up as well. Uganda is one of my favorite countries. Cote d'Ivoire, we have 2,000 US dollars equals 429,720 CFA. That's purchasing power parity. That's the quality of life purchasing power. But if you convert your $2,000 to Cote d'Ivoire's CFA, you will actually get 1,175,167 CFA. You are a millionaire for far less than $2,000. And with that converts, we divide that 1,175,000 by 429,000, and now you have a purchasing power or ratio of $1 to 273 converted into their currency and buying with their currency. $1 here buys you $2.73 equivalent there. South Africa, $2,000 a month, our same base, translates to, in purchasing power parity, 14,440 South African Rand. But if we convert the dollars directly to rands, we're going to get 34,401 rands for our conversion. Divide that 34,000 that we got from our money versus compared to what the money buys, we have a purchasing power parity ratio of 1 to 2.38. So I'm saying I amplify my $1 2.38 times when I take it to South Africa. Ethiopia. Let's do this. It's set in Ethiopia as well. $2,000 a month, our baseline, translates to 34,540 Ethiopian birr. But if we convert that 2,000 directly to their currency, We get 239,374 birr. That translates to, again, we're dividing 239,374 by 34,540. That gives us a purchasing power parity of $1 equivalent in Ethiopian spending to $6.93. Oh my goodness. Now, Ethiopia is somewhat underdeveloped, but all of the key elements for rapid development have been in Ethiopia's corner for going on 2 full decades. Consistently amongst the highest 5 to 10 GDP growth rates in the world. And Ethiopia is modernizing very rapidly. I've been to Ethiopia. We've attended the universities, Ethiopia Airlines headquarters. It's quite an amazing country and spectacular views. If you just want to settle into a place where you'll have spectacular views and be surrounded by people who are loving. And the food in Ethiopia, from my experiences, is the best food on the African continent. I've had food in Egypt. It was good. I've had food in Ghana. It was okay. I have had food in Uganda. It was okay. I've had food in Togo, Benin, Kenya, but Ethiopia's food is undeniably my favorite because I'm a vegan and I love spectacularly spiced food. So now let's start looking at homes. And here I've got this one out of place. Bear with me. Home prices. We're going to look at home prices. But before we do that, I've been comparing homes in different countries. And this is where this should go. Okay. Let's look at the cost of housing. We're talking about the escalating cost of housing in America. I ran this through my 3 favorite AI search engines to kind of give me an overview of it, see where they coincide, see where they clash. Ecosia seemed to have done the best. As of last update in October 2023, the average home prices they can vary significantly across different states and even within regions of the same state. Here are some approximate average home prices for the 3 states I mentioned: California, Virginia, and Illinois. California, the average home price in California is typically among the highest in the nation, often exceeding $800,000, with some areas like San Francisco and Los Angeles seeing averages well over $1 million. Virginia, the average home price in Virginia tends to be around $400,000 to $500,000, but this can vary widely depending on the area, particularly in Northern Virginia near Washington, D.C. Illinois, the average home price in Illinois is generally lower, around $250,000 to $300,000, with Chicago having higher averages compared to rural areas. Now, in all 3 of these areas, they did mention how high the prices are in Los Angeles or San Francisco, in Virginia, as opposed to the DMV, which would be Alexandria, as well as Illinois, comparing the state versus Chicago. Copilot, here's what they said here, are the average home prices in the selected states of 2024. As of 2024, California, the median home price is approximately $787,000, meaning half above, half below. Virginia, the median home price is around $413,000. Illinois, the median home price is around $272,000. Brave gave me its return as well. Based upon the provided search results, here's a concise answer. Brave said California, the median home price in California, $784,000. $989. According to Buying a House in California, find out how much it will cost you. The total cost for a home buyer in California can range from $58,999 to $212,040, and that's just getting at the house. That doesn't include paying off the mortgage. Illinois, according to the median home prices in every state snippet, Illinois has many cities where you can buy a decent home for under $100,000. In summary, California's median home price is $784,989, where Illinois has a range of affordable options. Now, that's a good piece of information. Now, the reason I select California partly is because of the weather. I do not, and many of us do not, want to live in a place where we have to dig out under extreme snowfalls, and with climate change now changing weather patterns very dramatically, some places are finding themselves with overwhelming snowstorms and other things. So I particularly was looking at places in Africa where there's no snow. And they're about the only country in Africa where you're going to see snow would be across the only countries would be across the SADC region, South Africa, and some of the Lesotho, Swaziland, some of those regions around that, the Cape of the continent. They do get snow, but not like we get snow around the Great Lakes region here. So I looked at different countries. I looked at Kenya, Ghana, and Ethiopia for housing, the cost of housing. On that note, let me go over here. I'm going to share a screen here, and we already did the currency converting. So let me minimize that, and let me find the housing. So here we have up housing in Kenya. I'm going to share my screen once again. You ready for some housing tours, everybody? I hope you are. Let me see if anybody's talking to me yet. Alpha the Alchemist is in the house. Man, I've been missing you. Greetings to the Kitty and the LIB Radio Global family. Alpha the Alchemist, I hope you enjoy it. I'm going to take your eyes and your ears to the motherland here. I'll drink to that. Let me just wet the whistle. Oh, I am continuing. I am continuing my autumn equinox detoxification fast. For those of you who might be fasting along, today is the beginning of the 5th day of water only. I have completed 4 full days of consuming nothing but water. Yesterday evening, I did take 16 supplements, capsules and or pills. And while there wasn't much mass there in 15 supplements, 15 capsules is not much mass at all. I did notice that my weight declined only by 0.8 pounds, which indicates to me somehow, some way that the supplements, there was nothing different other than just the water. And today I'll skip the supplements and see if my weight loss. But I'm upgrading my exercise. I got 235 push-ups in the evening and 160 reps. This morning, 165 reps of my 3 core exercises. And so we're moving to a beautiful space. So that's that. So I'll drink to that a second time. I have to rehydrate. So here we go. Let's do some housing touring. And I hope you find this to be absolutely, positively spectacular. So we're looking for tabs. We're listing. Here we go. Let's look at some houses. The first place I'm going to take you is to Nairobi, Kenya. No, this is a country place. This is not Nairobi. This is Nyeri. I've visited Nyeri and I support a school there. We support a school there because I don't do anything alone. So here we go. Let's look at what we are seeing in Nyeri. This is a 4-bedroom house, 3 baths in Nyeri. Now, if I can remember, Nyeri is probably about 60 kilometers away from Nairobi, the capital of the country. So that would be about 60 to 70 kilometers away from the main international airport. This is a spacious 4-bedroom master ensuite bungalow with a servant quarter located in this prestigious area of Nyeri town near Mathare Hospital. It has capacious lounge with separate dining, large kitchen with ample kitchen cabinets, spacious bedrooms with inbuilt wardrobes. That's very important. Master bedroom is ensuite. It has a gazebo, underground water tank, lockable garage, and cabro driveway. Very secure neighborhood, easily accessible from the town center, and it's on 2/3 of an acre of mature and well manicured garden. So that's what the description of it is. Let's take a look at the photos. And bear with me, let me just confirm that you're seeing what I'm seeing. Yeah, you're seeing what I'm seeing. So here are the photos of this particular house in Nyeri. So we can see lots of beautiful landscape on the front view. The stonework there is quite spectacular. And we can see gated access to the back or the sides of the house over there. I love the greenery and everything. When you go to Africa, you are going to be wonderfully impressed with the greenery that you'll see. Here we have, look at this gardening. This is incredible, lush gardening. This is why I compare these house prices to California, because there's few places in the U.S. that are going to have weather like this. You see palm trees, lots of palm trees around the yard. We're going through the house tour. There is the outdoor gazebo, standalone gazebo. And look at that. That's perfect for entertaining. I don't know if they have electricity running out there, but yeah, they do. There are lights, so it does have electricity. Another view of the gardens and the gazebo. Look at the palm trees, just spectacular landscaping. And the brick stone and the tile roof on both the gazebo and the house. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Going through, continuing to look at this beautiful house. And obviously the gardening is amongst the greatest features. But let's go inside the house. Now this is the front entrance. We see the main room, living space. And then there's also a couple of steps up to the dining area. Parquet floors are lovely, lovely, lovely. This is in very good condition. And they're just taking you through the various rooms and bedrooms. And what are you seeing? Are you seeing something that you love? Now, as a chef, I like spectacular kitchens. This one, from this view, is kind of simple. I do need, as a chef, I need lots of counter space. Taking you through the kitchen, the beautiful kitchen cabinets, more space. So this is a lovely kitchen I could work with. A space for the stove and the refrigerator. Again, the parquet floors in the kitchen area. And we see it's a total, this house has 3 bedrooms, 3 baths, excuse me. So we see one of the baths there, and that is that house tour from Kenya. Now the cost of this house, 35 million Kenya shillings. So this is in Nyeri, 4-bedroom, 3-bath house for sale. We just took a tour of it. This is 35 million Kenya shillings, which translates to $271,408 US. And again, the 2/3 of an acre of land And look, you saw the garden. The garden is just spectacular. You like? You let me know. Type in the chat. I like it. I love it. Basuranda is in the house, says Uja. All Alpha the Alchemist. Hey, Baba Kitty. Does that real estate website indicate when these homes were built? Sometimes they do. Let me see if I can find a description of this home here. And I'll have to close the window box. Sometimes they do. And it doesn't say when this one was built. 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, parking, pet friendly, garden, and listing. Oh, it was the date listed. Doesn't say the date it's built. But yeah, that's a good question. But as you can see, the quality of work, whenever it was built very high quality. Let's go to another home. This next one is, and we're going to go to Nairobi. This is the Runda area of Nairobi. Let me give you a description. 38 million. Nairobi Runda, 4 bedroom, 4 bath, 2 cars, accommodation. I don't know if it's garage or just parking. It doesn't, it's not walled in, but it looks like you can tell it's very dense neighborhood. Location Runda off Kiambu Road. Spacious living, cozy living room with a stylish fireplace. Dining area, elegant space. Modern kitchen with ample storage cabinets. And ensuite, all 4 bedrooms come ensuite. So a bath directly connected to each bedroom, featuring large windows and natural light. Luxurious master suite includes a modern bathtub, has 2 garages, 2-car garage, sounds like, and a garden. So, hey, let's take a tour of our next home. We are in Nairobi, the Runda area of Nairobi. So here, just double checking what I'm doing here, and let's take a tour. Here we go. The beautiful front landscape, gorgeous house from the front. We can see lots of yard space, beautiful manicuring of gardens. No trees. Well, actually, we do see some trees closer to the house, but I like big, tall trees in my yard, so that indicates that this is probably a fairly new home build. More tours of the front of the house. Beautiful. Look at the upstairs balcony. You can see the windows of lots and lots of light coming in this house. This is really quite grand. How much would you expect to pay for a house like this in Washington or Alexandria, in near Chicago, or in Southern California? Yeah, these are $1 million houses. Take a tour. We see the parking is not a garage, but it is a shelter, screened shelter. I guess this is serving the area, so they probably have like a homeowners association with a common exercise space. Inside the house, this would be, we see coming in the main entrance room. This is like a little loft-like area, up some stairs from inside. There is the main downstairs room, I believe it is. It doesn't really tell whether it's the main living space or whether this is the master bedroom. It could be the master bedroom, but I can't really tell. But just look at the house. You see what you see. We see one of the ensuite bathrooms. There is the fireplace. So this is apparently looked like this photograph's taken from the dining area into the main living space. I love the open concept of it all. We saw the stairs go up leading to another room off that side. This would probably be the master bedroom. It looks quite large with a built-in wall closet. Again, this is a spectacular downstairs view. Let me tell you. Look at the roof. Look at the ceiling. Look at the brickwork on that fireplace. This is quite amazing. And it looks like the fireplace, it looks like there's some gas valves in there, so it looks like it may be a gas fireplace. Upstairs, here's the view. Lots and lots of light coming into this house. Hey, I'm blown away. Basuranda says, I like this house. I love it. Wait till you see the cost breakdown of this house. This is pretty amazing. This is the backyard, and oh, guess, yeah, it is like a shared community facility. So that big pool on the other side of the fence probably is connected to the gym that we saw a little bit earlier. But this is the back of your single family dwelling. Manicured yard, a nice wide concrete patio, and a canopy over that. That's amazing. And here is a view of the general area. It looks like a man-made lake surrounding the houses. This is somewhat like where I live here, renting in Las Vegas, Desert Shores area. But I am just loving it. That's the pool, the shared pool for everyone. And this is the kitchen in your home, Basuranda. Could you work with this? I could work with this house. So again, this is another view of the fireplace room. This was up the couple of stairs from the main entrance and the main living space. So this is like a bonus living space. This would be more like a viewing room or TV or something. This is beautiful. And this is obviously from the community center. This is again the fireplace room. And so I think we went through all the views. Let me double check. So, oh, there's 4 more pictures now. Don't stop yet, Kitty. Again, from the community. This looks like a wash room going to the back of the house. And probably one of the bedrooms. And another view of the kitchen. And one more view. This is a grand view. Stepping inside the house, I think up in this corner here is the entranceway. We do see a short wall and the kitchen. I think it's the kitchen on the other side of that. That's a pretty spectacular house, if you ask me. And I like this. I like this view of the house. That's my favorite view of it. We are here. Let me give you the numbers on this house we just toured in Nairobi. This is 4 bedroom, 4 bath, lush gardens, 38 million Kenya shillings. Converted to US dollars, you have bought that home for $294,000. $294,623,000. Now I was talking with my brother yesterday, and he was talking about he had about $300,000 to buy a home once he got to Africa. And so this was one of the homes I showed him, and he was impressed. 38 million Kenya shillings. Now, here's the thing. I want you to understand this. If you go to Africa and you're looking at homes like this, if they're priced in US dollars, you're paying quite a premium. If you see the prices listed in US dollars, you're paying a premium because they're selling them to foreigners. If you see the houses priced in the local currency, whether it be Kenya shillings, Uganda shillings, Ethiopian birr, Ghana cedis, South African rand, if you see the homes priced in their prices, they're selling them to people of the country. You have to understand this. It's very important. It's easier. It's not so difficult for you and I to just convert 38 million Kenya shillings to US dollars. We showed you earlier. I shared with you the currency converters. So next, let's take one more house tour. This time, let's go to Mombasa, which is on the coast, on the Indian/African Ocean coast. So would you like to live on a coastal front? This is not a beachfront house, but this is in Shansu district of Mombasa, which is on the eastern end of the Nairobi to Mombasa standard gauge railroad. So the prices in this area are escalating. But let me show you what you can do there. So here we are. I've got you up on the screen. Let's go to Mombasa. And here is a description of the home. 4-bedroom, 4-bath for sale in Shansu. 4-bedroom own compound masonette sitting on 1/2 acre plot near Serena Hotel in Shansu. An additional 2 units of 1-bedroom houses that can be used by guests or rented for extra income. This property is located in a serene, secure place, close proximity to social amenities, 2 en-suites, air conditioning, perimeter wall, swimming pool, garden, ample parking, guest rooms, and guaranteed security. So those are the amenities. Sounds good. Hey, let's take a tour of this home. And this is just very recently listed. So I'm going to click on this picture and let's tour this home in Shansu, Mombasa. Beautiful outside of the home. You see the ironwork protecting from intruders, and that's very important. And of course, you see the pool right there. I don't know if that's the front of the home or the side of the home. One of the patios, the pool and the patio, and it looks like those are the extra rooms. I've seen properties like this in Kenya. Actually, in Mombasa, I saw a property just like this where it had a big spacious area outside the home. I don't know if they had a pool or whatever yard, but they did have these little separate buildings in the back of the yard where you could put guests up or relatives up, and of course it's just like a little small studio. Going forward, a view from the upper deck of the house looking out over that spectacular looking pool area. One of the bedrooms, of course, they do use mosquito netting in many of these places, and highly recommend you get mosquito netting when you're staying there. One of the various bathrooms, I think they said this one, I think it said it had 2 en-suite. One of the bathrooms, look at that beautiful tile work. Lovely, lovely, lovely. From view down the stairs. This is a view of, I guess this might be the main entrance room. If you look at the steps up, that looks like it takes you to another area there. I love the decor. The African decor is awesome. And the cost to furnish your home in Africa is, you saw the purchasing power parity. The PPP for Kenya was what, 1 to 307? All right. More views of the downstairs. This is outside. Lovely gardens. This is what I was talking about. Many of these homes have fruit trees. So I can't really identify, but it looks like a fruit tree right there in the center. And with that many trees, with that type of a yard, it looks like, yes, they do have fruit trees there. More yard space here. This is lovely. And that's I think this is the same property. I can't tell. More views. Gardens now. There you see, they're showing off the fruit trees. And having fresh fruit to pick in your yard all year long. It looks like this one, they specifically added as many fruit trees as they possibly could. Another sitting room inside the home. The kitchen. I love the counter space. They don't have, or we're not seeing in this view, any upper counters or upper cabinets, but with the hanging wall, with the pots and pans hanging, that's pretty cool. As a chef, I would love to be in this kitchen, no doubt whatsoever. We're in Mombasa. We're touring around. We see the dining area. And A couple more views from outside. You can see the neighbors' proximity. And if we see the neighbor on the right-hand side, it looks like they have one car garaged. It may not have a garage door, but it is sheltered from the sun. And another view of one of the bathrooms. So let me give you a description of the house we just took a look at. Mombasa Shanzu, 4-bedroom, 4-bath, pool, garden for 47 million Kenya shillings. So the home we just toured on the coast, 364,536 US dollars, equivalent to 47 million Kenya shillings. Not bad. Not bad at all. If you want to live in luxury, if you want to live in a house like this in Southern California, and again, remember, it had a pool and external quarters for living help. If you want to live in a house like this in California, you might be paying $2 million for something like that, especially on the coast. Let's do another house tour, if you don't mind. I have another one up here. I hope you're enjoying this. Make sure you drop a note, drop a word. The next one we are going to, let me figure out where I'm at, what country I'm at. This is real estate for sale. This is in Ethiopia. Now, I had Ghana pulled up. Let me find Ghana first. Addis Ababa, Bahir Dar, houses for sale in Accra. Let's go to Ghana. And here is one particular house I saw in Ghana, 4-bedroom house for sale in East Legon, which is a part of Accra, Ghana. And this is not too far from the University of Ghana, Accra. Legon, I think, is University of Ghana, Legon. So here we go. This house, 4 bedrooms, 5 baths, 450 square meters. That's quite large. Brand new executive 4-bedroom house located in East Legon near ex-President Rawlings' house. 7-minute drive to a mall, 20 minutes to the Kotoko International Airport. 20-minute drive to the airport. Has a kitchen, dining room, living room, family room, 4 bathrooms, 5 toilets. It is also gated, has a balcony, guard post, swimming pool, garage, 2-bedroom boys' quarters, and air conditioning. Quite nice. Again, the boys' quarters, these are for servants who are living on the property. Someone could be stationed at the gate to let people in. I've had this happen. I've seen this myself when traveling to these countries. They'll just hire someone to sit in a gate. It doesn't cost that much. You might pay them $20 a day or even less in some places, and just feed them. And they sit at the gate, monitoring the property and deciding who is allowed on the property and who is not. It's a pretty good solution. So let's take a tour of this home here, 4-bedroom house for sale in East Legon, Accra. So I'm looking to maximize the picture. It doesn't look like it's giving me a larger view. So let's just see. So we see again the outside of the home looks quite beautiful. The paved driveway, etc., coming in. Lovely, lovely tile work. Inside the house, going up the stairs. Here is the master ensuite. Beautiful tub with the jacuzzi jets. We see also the swimming pool on the property. We see the swimming pool with water in it on the property. And this is a lovely, again, I think this one said it was a half acre. How large is the lot? It didn't say, but pretty good sized lot. And again, it's all paved. This is another view of, it looks like the front of the home. Lovely 2-story, the upper balcony. Love it, love it, love it. And that's it. The photographs for that home. So describing that one is from Ghana. 4-bedroom, 5-bath, pool, gated, garage. The house for sale in East Legon, Accra, Ghana. And cost in CDs, it's seven. Wait a minute. What's the cost in CDs? 7,075,247,000 CDs. Now, converting that, I need to go back to my money converter. Bear with me. I shrank that screen. I thought I already did convert it, but it didn't look like I converted it correctly. So where is the screen? Calculator. I'm calculating US dollars to Ghana CDs. Now let me switch that around from Ghana CDs to US dollars, and I'm typing in Ghana CDs 7 million. Bear with me here. Computer jumping around. I'm typing in 7 million. Here, let me copy, cut, and paste. 7,075,240. Copy, paste that in here. And convert that to US dollars. So the cost of that home in Accra is $449,000. 4-bedroom, 5 baths, swimming pool, gated community, beautiful, beautiful tile work around the entire yard. But not much landscaping, not much trees. I like my trees now. I love my trees. But that's what you're looking at, and that's what you get for that investment. Let me take you back to the other page where you were seeing more of the house. And that's what you get. Yeah, it's like zero landscaping. You do see the garage right here. So the garage does have a garage door on it, right there on the ground level. And of course, plenty of place for parking. Plenty of space for parking. Next, I want to take you to, let's look at one more location. We're going to go to Ethiopia. Housing and homes for sale in Ethiopia. I'm going to give you the link here. We don't want the vignette. Dump the vignette, please. Here's the website for homes in Ethiopia. And I'm going to paste this up for anybody who wants to start doing this exploring. Matsuranda said, yes, indeed. I know you appreciate it. I'm glad you're with us. I got a good size audience. Can I get everybody right now to just take half a second, not even that, and click on the like button for today's broadcast? Let the world know you are with your family. You have found your family in a peaceful place here on LIB Radio, LIB TV, and livinginblack.com. Today is Tech and Future Talk. The theme of today's conversation, moving your money from America to Africa. And let me tell you, I hope you are seeing just how incredibly beneficial this could be. So 1 second here. I'm just going to post this link to where you can find properties in Ethiopia. I'll post that link. It's up on Rumble. I posted it up on WhatsApp. Let me push this up to my Facebook and Rumble in case you might be interested in living in Ethiopia. Hey, don't overlook Ethiopia because it's growing. Its population will soon be, I think it already is, Africa's second largest nation. Expected to, in 10 or 15 years, reach 200 million people, which is about half. It will be over. It's about half right now the size of the United States population. Ethiopia is a very spacious country with a very rapid rate of economic and industrialized growth. We talked about return on investment in emerging markets. Ethiopia is one of those places we cannot, do not, will not ignore. So what we're looking at in Ethiopia, I picked out this home. This home is in Addis Ababa, the capital of Ethiopia. I picked out one home also in a different area of Ethiopia, which is much less expensive. Addis Ababa is again probably going to be one of the 10 most expensive cities to live on the African continent. But watch what you get. Let me give you a description. 3 bedrooms, 4 baths, and the rest of this, it has 204 square meters, 2 spacious bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, 4 balconies, elegant living dining areas, secure location, a terrace for relaxation, jacuzzi for ultimate comfort, convenient access to public transportation, and 24/7 security surveillance. So that's a brief description of the house. Let me see if there's any more of that to share. And bear with me, my computer wants to act a little foolish today. Let me close down just a little bit. Okay, it's frozen just temporarily, but we'll be back. So is where we is. I can shrink this one. I don't need that page. I'll go back to StreamYard. And I apologize, but the computer is approaching glitching. So we're looking at property in Ethiopia. Let's take a home tour. That way we can just do that and hopefully get by all the glitches that are happening right now. Free up a little bit of RAM. Here we go. Let's take a tour of this house in Ethiopia. The front of the house, spectacular. We can see this is in a very dense cluster of homes. So if you don't need yard, they'll probably in homes like this, they have shared security and shared facilities and swimming pools and things. I looked at this house a little bit earlier. Let's look at it together right now. A view from the top of the stairs. We can see gated yard. Not a lot of room for landscaping there. Going through another view of the house, we see the parking space, a gate going into that as well. And now we're inside the house looking at a long view of the entrance, as well as we see again that step feature dividing the room up into half, this open view. This kitchen is for me. I love all of this cabinet space. I love all of this counter space. This is the master ensuite bath. And look at that jetted tub. That's quite spectacular. I hope you agree. And very modern looking toilet with a bidet there. We can see the hose. You can wash your private parts a little bit extra if you need that. Why not? Balcony view off of what probably is the master bedroom. Another view from outside looking inside of the home. And that takes us through that tour of this home. I think, are there more pictures? Let me see. Yeah, that was that home there in Ethiopia. So not bad. I hope you do agree. Living in Ethiopia might be really doggone cool. I'm looking for houses in Bahir Dar in the Amhara district. Bahir Dar is one of the larger cities in Ethiopia, and it's also Bahir Dar is on the White Nile River. So this one doesn't have a lot of pictures. Oh, let me first go back and describe the last house we looked at in Ethiopia. I have another description of it, the pricing. Ethiopia, Addis Ababa, 3 beds, 4 baths, 4 balconies, priced at 38,150,000 Ethiopian birr, which translates to $318,815 US. Now we're going to go to Bahir Dar. I don't have very many pictures. This house, 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. The price is at 4.8 million Bahir Dar. And again, comparing that to 38 million to live in Addis Ababa. Now living in Bahir Dar, the cost has gone from 38 million down to 4.8, under 5 million, which translates to 40,107 US dollars. It's quite a dramatic difference. I only have just two pictures of this house from the outside, but there is photo number one. Looks lovely. As you see on the right hand side, we see some gated, so it looks like it's a gated compound, gates all around, as well as we see these trees. We do see balconies here, wraparound balcony. It looks like a wraparound balcony. And there's one other picture of this property I'll show you, and that picture is this one. So again, we see the gated parking for the automobile. We see one large wraparound balcony up on the upper deck, and it's rather large, and it is in a fairly dense community, and as you can see, construction is ongoing. So this house is probably going to be pretty new. Tile work we see around this post is very nice, but I only have just two pictures. This is Bahir Dar. This house, people, $40,000. And it is 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. And it says 4.8 million Bahir Dar Ethiopian birr negotiable. So that means you might even be able to get it less than $40,000. What do you think? Do you see yourself possibly living in luxury in Africa, in these beautiful homes? I do. I see beyond a shadow of a doubt the possibility of relocating to the motherland continent and building my life there. What do you think? Can we do this? 2 or 3 of us might want to go in on this together. The houses are large enough to house 2 or 3 families, and then 2 years later, do like the Mexicans do in the United States. Get a house, live in it for 2 or 3 years later with 2 or 3 couples living in the house, and then buy the next house. And then buy the next house. Why not us? You are listening today. I know you're in the house. I know you hear me. I'm going to stop sharing. And let's just keep going forward. Lastly, I want to talk about high returns on investments from emerging markets. The reason business people and corporations from China, India, South Korea, Singapore, Malaysia, Europe, America, and now increasingly Brazil and the Arab countries, the reason they are racing in the new scramble for Africa is because Africa rising. Africa's demographics, 1,521,000,000 people. Africa's demographics is spectacular. Just, was it this morning or last night? I was looking at population, I think it was last night. I was looking at population in the European Union, and you have countries that are shrinking in Europe. Russia is shrinking. Latvia is shrinking. Germany is shrinking. There are a number of countries, 9 countries around the world, including Japan and South Korea and Singapore, their populations are shrinking, but Africa's population is growing at the most rapid rate. It has been predicted that before 2050, 1 of every 2 babies born on Earth will be born in Africa. Now you got to understand, Africa has a tremendous amount of living space. The problem in Africa is that the level of development is so low that so many people leave the rural areas where there's plenty of living space, plenty of land, arable land, and they want to move, they want to migrate to the cities. That is a good factor when it comes to innovation, technological development, workplace utilization, industrialization, growth of SMEs, small, medium-sized enterprises. All urbanization is great. All these young people coming in. Yet development of the rural areas will secure quality of life for everyone. So the rural areas are the places where we are getting the greatest return on investment. This is why corporations, major corporations who are buying up all the farmland here in America, are also trying to get their hands on as many long-term leases of farmland across the African continent. Africa has 60% of the world's unused arable land. So investing in Africa, naturally, as these companies can prove to us, who would pay attention, brings significantly higher return on investment. Higher risk, much higher return. So we got to start thinking this way, people. As I was having this conversation with my brother yesterday that began today's inquiry, he expressed maybe slightly more than me or slightly more than I speak about a repulsion for the 2024 presidential election. Repulsed by it. And I am too. I'm offended. I'm repulsed. I am saddened that people don't look any deeper than just the superficial. I am scared of nuclear war. I am scared of escalating genocidal wars, which under this current administration, the Biden administration, I'm not calling it Biden-Harris because it was that Sleepy Joe. But then again, Kamala Harris didn't show any incentive to do anything different. She didn't really press the issue of quit the genocide happening to the people of Gaza. Quit supplying all of these weapons to Ukraine in a war it cannot possibly win, which indicates you're supplying those weapons in order to create a bloody stalemate, like the trench warfare of Western Europe during World War I. Just a war of attrition. Just grind up as many Ukrainian boys and fighters, and grind up as many Russian fighters as you possibly can. But it's stalled. Russia has already taken a significant amount of land, and there's no way in the world Ukrainians are going to take Kursk and hold it. So this election, to me, there's no way in the world I could support either candidate, but insofar as which of the two candidates has a greater likelihood of continuing engaging in warfare and starting new wars, Trump is the least violent of these two. Yeah, he's repugnant. He's a narcissist. He's obnoxious. But Trump didn't start wars. Biden start wars. Obama start wars. George Bush Jr., George Bush Sr., Bill Clinton start wars. I'm not voting for Trump. I wouldn't insult myself like that. But I am not yielding to this loud, raucous voice saying that Kamala Harris is going to be a good leader. She's going to be a disastrous leader. I can tell you that now. She kind of cray-cray upstairs. Look in her eyes. She's got some internal conflicts going on there, people. So rather than sit around and wait to see what that outcome would be, I am plotting, planning, and scheming to get to a safer place. If the nuclear exchange goes down between the U.S., British, French, Israelis versus Russia, China, possibly India and or Pakistan, and North Korea. If the nuclear exchange goes down between those two, I want to be in Africa. I want to be in Africa. If the old planet's going to be annihilated, I'd rather take my chances in the green portion of the African continent, or maybe in the remote areas like Southern Africa. We're going to do a better job of long-term, long-range planning. Some of you might be listening to me saying, oh, there goes Kitty with those conspiracy theories. Well, they is what they is. They are what they are. Chat Town is in the house. I see you. Thank you for speaking up. This is the first time we've heard from you, Chat Town. Beautiful houses and great prices. Yeah. I teach this course on Pan-African sustainable economic and policy development, social development. I teach this course on Friday evenings. And it's a pretty doggone good course. I'm going to invite you to join the Pan-African Sovereign Development course. I'm going to share the website so you can go check it out and try us out. It's about 12 weeks long. It's going to take you through the entire course. It's a complex curriculum, but you're going to see the things that support these ideas that we commonly refer to as Africa Rising. So tell your friends to tell their friends. We have our own now. And we're building. Here today, we're building for the future. Because I am convinced, we are convinced, that Africa Rising, the world's been waiting for 600 years for us to recover from the horrors of the Arab and transatlantic enslavement. Well, we recovered our lost population by 1997. Now we're recovering our culture, our innovation. We're recovering our technology investments. All of those things that make for a great, great, great nation. We are building for our future. And that future, my friend, looks really quite bright. If you've never had the opportunity to visit the African motherland, do so. It's a great visit. It's a beautiful place to be. And I tell you, moving your money from America to Africa is probably one of the best moves you could ever make. So on that note, I'm going to wrap it up for today. You've been tuned into your favorite. We aim to be your favorite. We are LIV Radio, LIV TV, and LivingInBlack.com. Tell your friends to tell their friends that we have our own. And I tell you, probably you've never had an opportunity to take a tour of houses in Africa like we did today. Oh, I could do this all day long. In fact, I had to tell the brother yesterday in our Zoom conference, I say, hey man, stop me, because I can do this all day long. I didn't even take you to Kampala, which the prices on homes are even more spectacular. And Uganda is a spectacular, a truly stunningly beautiful country. Everything is green in Uganda. You drop a seed anywhere, you come back, you're going to see a tree has grown. And on that note, I want to thank you all for tuning in today. And let me get my music here right. Got to remember, always hit the right button. That's what I'm talking about. Peace and prosperity to each and every one of you on LIV Radio, LIV TV, and on LivingInBlack.com. Tell your friends to tell their friends. We got our own now. And we're quite proud of what we got and what we do with what we've got. Peace, y'all.